Folks, I am sick and I am injured, but none of that matters right now because I have huge news. In August of 2022, I journeyed to the City of Angels and fought my way through a labyrinth of homewares in search of the sacred artifact of my people known as the Blahaj. While I did get lots of comments praising me for my perfect pronunciation of that word, I unfortunately was not able to acquire the stuffed IKEA shark that has somehow become a trans mascot on the internet. I left empty-handed. It was a crushing defeat. But I didn't get a Blahaj. They say Hollywood will break your dreams. I just never expected it to happen to me. But it just didn't make sense. I had heard the call of the blowhide. Is that how you say it? I'm just gonna keep saying Blahaj, I'm sorry. The prophecy of the stuffed shark flowed through me like the blood in my veins, the blood of the chosen. I was destined to be its champion, and I knew it had to be me. Or so I thought. But there was another, an elder, who possessed ancient wisdom of the ways of the maze, the very elder that taught me to traverse this maze. You know what? It's kind of like going through a haunted house.
Yeah, there's all the rooms. You're real scary.
It's scary, and then you come back out and you're like, oh, it was just one big maze, and it was all fabricated, and I can go back to my life now. And one that just so happened to be of my very own blood. What I'm saying is that my sister saw that video and bought me the shark.
All right, brother, let's go get your Blahaj. Yay! Got your shark.
The prophecy is true. So here it is, and it's gonna live right over here. Finally, Blahaj. My sister is an ally. You got it, boss. You see, that's where the trouble began. Are you a boy or are you a girl? That question. That damn question. Sometimes I forget that we all literally had the same childhood. For me, it was Pokemon Sapphire on the Game Boy. And obviously, I chose a boy, as I did in every video game where you could pick the gender. And I'd always try to rationalize it and have a reason. So for Pokemon, it was like, well, the main character of the show, Ash Ketchum, is a boy, so obviously I'm gonna play as Ash in the game, and the main character is a boy, so I'm gonna be a boy, duh. But eventually I just gave up on trying to explain it to myself. At some point I came to accept that I always just wanted to play a boy. I remember playing Skyrim for the first time when I was in high school, pre-transition, and just thinking, who are we kidding? I know I'm gonna play a guy. I do think it's really interesting how so many trans kids, even very young, when presented with this question in games, without the sort of outside pressure or judgment, when we're allowed to just pick for ourselves, we were kind of always able to pick correctly, like we always knew. I think that's pretty cool. And want to be Christian and trans. Most Christians hating trans people. Most trans people hating Christians. And that not ending well for you. As a trans person who was raised Christian, very Christian, but who no longer observes that religion, I will tell you that I don't think either of those statements are actually true or necessarily fair. I don't think that most Christians hate trans people. I think the truth is that a lot of Christians just don't know any trans people. Because I've personally known people who have maybe been transphobic or at the very least have a lot of outdated views on a lot of things, but after actually getting to know me, change their mind on their opinions of trans people, at least. Unfortunately, a lot of people have found that Christianity is a pretty convenient excuse for their bigotry, but I definitely wouldn't say that most Christians hate trans people. I definitely don't think that most trans people hate Christians. A lot of us just have religious trauma. I am very critical of Christianity as a religion. I think it has done and continues to do a significant amount of harm, but I don't hate the people that follow their religion. I will say that I don't understand why a trans person would want to follow a religious belief system that seems to be against their best interest, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what anyone else's religion is. As long as they're not using it as an excuse to be an asshole to me, cool, do your thing. Gender neutral name generator. Bruh. Choose a gender. Boy, girl, surprise me. This really does sum up a lot of trans inclusivity. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thanks for that. This video is sponsored by Scentbird, the monthly subscription brand that lets you pick from hundreds of designer brand colognes, perfumes, and unisex fragrances. So instead of spending hundreds of dollars on just one bottle of cologne, you can try something new every month for just 17 bucks. I like picking colognes based on the season or for whatever special occasions I might have coming up. So for this month, I picked them with Valentine's Day in mind, hoping to find the perfect date night cologne. Starting with Paragon from Initio. This is a lovely unisex fragrance with notes of lavender, plum, and sandalwood. Next is The Maker by Stag. It has notes of agarwood, leather, grapefruit, and patchouli. Up next is Unwind, 20 o'clock, 2000 hours GMT. I don't know, I'm not allowed in the military. And that's by Toomey with notes of ginger, lemon, sage, and sandalwood. And finally, You So Vert from Boozy Patchouli with notes of Italian bergamot, pink pepper, patchouli, lemon, and rose. It's earthy, fresh, floral, a little spicy, and this one took the cake for me this month. So if you want to smell good on your next date, make sure to go check out Scentbird. Use the link below and my code Turner for 55% off. That's only like $8 for your first month. Are the queers transing our kids? Well, I have millions of results that prove they aren't, and a handful of opinion posts from anti-trans groups claiming they are. I knew it! Just because I have it doesn't mean it's true. Pervs will literally tweet a screenshot of the most pixelated graph with no source whatsoever and act like that proves that trans people aren't really trans. Historical erasure. Trans people. Trans people have never existed before now. Yeah, trans people didn't exist until 2014, the same way that left-handed people didn't exist before 1950. But the twist is that they actually did. Why do trans have hands? There are many reasons. Pat the blahaj, hold the blahaj, cherish the blahaj, forfeit all mortal possessions to blahaj. Aw, so true, bestie. No one, me after top surgery. Binder. I banish you to this tomb, you cursed device. No longer do you hold power over me. People in the comments like, actually I would have taken that. I promise you some of these stinky old, frayed up, yellow, pit-stained binders, you don't want them. There's no use in trying to bring those back. Their time has passed. Let them go peacefully. Sometimes dead is better. The transgender leaving my body when my mom said, you're just a tomboy and we'll grow out of it.
It's happening. It's happening. I'm turning cis. Take it back.
I got the sudden urge to purchase a Bass Pro Shop trucker hat and shorts that are go down past my knees. I don't know anything else about cis guys. What I wanted from puberty, N64 controller. What I got, PS2. PlayStation. Yo, that kind of looks... that PS2 controller do be looking fine though. Am I right, gamers? Your son, my son, my... If you say shit like, truth is you probably won't ever pass unless you got to transition before puberty hit, I'm fucking stealing something out of your house. You know, I hate to hear that, since I started testosterone after I already went through puberty, so I guess I'll just never pass. Elon Musk, period. Laverne Spicer, only women can get those. Fucking owned. Ha! And then that was tweeted with this beautiful work of art, showing trans people living rent-free in their heads. They really think he's gonna notice them when they simp like that. Daddy Elon, look, I'm transphobic just like you. Trans people, I hate them. And one day I'm gonna be a billionaire too. Promise. You're not! You're closer to having $0 than you are to having $1 billion. You fucking class traitors. Quit simping for Elon. And with those beautiful words of wisdom and this lovely, as I said, work of art, in that perusal, I'm gonna wrap it up there, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave some kind words for Blahaj, welcoming him to the channel in the comments below. And don't forget that I have updated all of my socials, so if you'd like to, you can follow me everywhere at SkeletiTurner. Don't forget to check out our sponsor Scentbird and claim that limited time deal. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.